All right, hello, and welcome back to the Cup Chasers podcast. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. The Bully Shore has entertained us all season long, and we're going to take a look back at the Chelsea season. But go ahead and smash the likes up out there for all you Chelsea fans. Subscribe to the channel, get that notification bell on. We will be back real soon, of course.
I'll say this. The preseason will say a lot about where this team's at and where it's headed, because we showed signs then that this was going to be tough. We struggled to score in that preseason. First match against Everton, we couldn't beat Pickford to save our lives. I don't know.
We got rid of our Ford and didn't buy one.
You won
we
1-0.
lost Werner and didn't buy a Ford, even though he didn't score
Chelsea
either.
beat Everton 1-0.
Yeah, I don't even know how we scored in that game. You look at all of these matchups that we lost, and there's some bad ones, like 4-1 to United,
and Brighton, 3-0
and Brighton, 3-0 to Leeds. But let's see. But we did beat Wolves 3-0 at Chelsea. But I mean, the thing is you look at these, and it's one goal. It's one goal most of the time.
Yeah,
and that comes down to
wonder goals in some of those, just top.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, the Brighton
had a bad first 3 games. Those 0-0 draw like grinds turned into 1-0s with some wonder goals.
But my point being is, it's one goal. That's all it comes down to, is having someone who will put the ball in the back of the net. If 100%. Chelsea answers that question this summer, which it seems that they're trying to, if Chelsea answers that question this summer, you at least see them go at least halfway up the table from where they were at.
I have a second question. So I have a new question for you Chelsea guys, because I don't know. I've always felt the kind of way. How do you feel about them having their preseason here in the States, and does that really affect like what they're doing? Because I'm being honest, even though I'm a City fan, I've never really enjoyed City being stateside, because I think it's more of a distraction than anything. And so when they go to places like Asia, they normally start the season, which they're doing this year. They start the season better because it's a different kind of thing. And so I was wondering how you guys feel. Because, I mean, obviously you get a chance if obviously if they don't have the ridiculous prices to get to see your boys play. And, that's a supporter's dream. But I don't know if that – I don't know how to feel, how you guys would feel about, them being in the States for that.
So go ahead, Patrick, actually.
I was going to say, before, when Chelsea has come to the States, they've been further away and they've flown in everywhere. And they're going to fly in everywhere, but this time they're going to be stationed in Philadelphia. They're going to go to Atlanta. They're going to go to Philadelphia and DC. So the travel won't be as big of a deal, which I think is actually going to be better. There'll be a little bit more stability, because I know last year, I think they were stationed in Orlando, but then they played out in Las Vegas, and they played in Charlotte, and then they played in Orlando. I think that this, because I listened to a Chelsea podcast, about 3 months ago now. And they were talking to one of the members of the club who organizes the travel. And they were saying that a lot of the issues that the players have expressed before when they come to the U.S. is that they got to go everywhere. There's nowhere for them to have like a home base to where they can kind of get into the rhythm of playing again, so to speak. So I don't think it'll be as bad this time, but it has been before, most definitely. And and I think I can see why City enjoys doing that East Asia run, because it's like Taiwan, Thailand.
Arsenal have done Asia runs as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's always good to go to Asia, and I'm sure Chelsea will go over there next.
I think
next year.
Yeah. I think it really boils down to the fan base you're trying to reach, Lewis. Chelsea want an American base as their fans. They want American fans. They've come here 3 years in a row. Right. They want, and especially now more than ever. It was hyped underneath the Roman short. He started late into his coming over here in the summer, in the off seasons, making those appearances in those cups or tournaments, whatever you want to call them. They want this fan base here. They wanted to establish that during Roman, and I think Boyley's going to hammer that. Like, I don't know if we'll go to Asia. We might make an appearance in Asia, but I think a lot of our off seasons are going to be spent over here playing MLS teams, pouring in the American fan base because we have American owners. That's why we bought Pulisic. You can say what you want. That's why we bought Christian. That is exactly why we bought Christian. We didn't play him when we were supposed to. He barely fit the system when we did play him. We have 18 wingers. We didn't need him. We bought him because of what we could do here in the market that Chelsea's trying to capitalize on since, I would say, early teens in the 2000s, like 2011, 12, 13, 14, heavily invested into the American market. So yeah, I think while it sucks for the players that Patrick's talking about, they don't, they're constantly making the travel over here. They're constantly coming from, an East Asia Cup and then playing this one next week and stacking those in. It's purely like Jake said, it's money, it's monetization, but they're trying to build a bigger fan base here because you have to think the first people I do credit this, and I hate saying this. I don't even want to say it on a podcast for it to be filmed and be out there forever. Arsenal did an amazing job capitalizing on their success when they had their squads and the Invincibles and breaking into the American market. You ask anybody a little bit older than us in our generation, hey, if they watch football, if they watch European soccer, who are you a fan of? It's United or Arsenal. If they're American and they watch the European and they watch the Premier League, if they're a little bit older than us, it's United, Arsenal, maybe Liverpool. Maybe. That's it. Like the majority of people I talk to on a day-to-day basis when I come across football fans who watch European soccer, if it's not Madrid, obviously, it's, I watch Madrid or Barca, it's Arsenal capitalized on that and they invested heavily into an American market, but they have an American owner. It makes sense. They have a root here that needs capitalization on, and now we do too. So I think we're going to see it more. And regardless of the negative or positive effect on player, it's money. And Boyley's going to bring that here to America because he's that type of corporate show off, man. Like he bought the Lakers, dude. Like this guy, like this is, I hate it.
Yeah. Hey, you said it, man.
So much.
You said it. It's straight up. You said it. It's just American money, American greed. That's what we do. But yeah, you heard it. Go ahead, Patrick.
I was going to say Chelsea's preseason schedule doesn't involve any MLS teams. They play Wrexham in Chapel Hill. They play Brighton in Philadelphia. Yeah. They play Newcastle in Atlanta. They play Fulham in DC. And then they play Dortmund in Chicago. So it's also a different look. Either when they've come before until last year, they were in the international
Champions Cup.
Yep.
So, and I think that did help them get up to speed. But the one thing that happened the last time, not last year, but the previous time, when they came to the United States, they ended up having a match against, I think it was Villarreal at the bridge, and they played somebody else in, I want to say, Austria or something. And so those matches haven't been scheduled. I don't know if they're going to have those. I think, though, that what they're playing with, they'll be up to that speed to be able to say, okay, we can start the season in 2 weeks and be all right. So I think that's gonna play a role too, because when you play MLS, you play down. I mean, let's be honest. Yeah. Even though they got Messi, you're gonna play down. You're not gonna, and it's more of a training session. You're not really playing when you start playing guys.
FC.
Sure, exactly. Unless but with you playing Dortmund, to end your preseason, you kind of need to be up at not full strength, but you don't want to get embarrassed. You're playing guys.
Hey, if that's the last game, if it's the last game before, the opening day, you kind of want to be on it.
Well, it's 2 weeks before. It's August 2nd. I think the opening day is like the 14th or something like that.
Sure.
While we have this to look forward to with Poch, I think it brings in hope, and that's what the club needed, was hope after this season, because it's abysmal. This is disgusting. It's hard to watch. It's hard not to have a negative opinion of this, because like I've said, it's our culture.
Clean slate, man. Clean slate.
Well, another really cool thing that's happening is that since this is the Premier League in the USA, you're going to play Premier League teams too. So it may benefit you. I mean, it may benefit them too, but it'll benefit you because you'll be stylistically, it'll be teams that you have to deal with anyway.
You're playing 2 Champions League teams in the preseason.
Well, there you go. Yeah, definitely going to be a different preseason. Hopefully, the fact that it'll be a full preseason for Pochettino will help him to steady the ship. Maybe he will bring in a number 9, desperately needed, and
we don't.
He will be able to get.
Just don't give them the 9 jersey. No. That's all I ask.
Actual 9 jersey.
We don't do that.
Put it on Harry Kane.
There it is.
Kane can wear the 9.
Poor guy will never score a goal for us if you put the 9 on it.
That's the only person to actually put the 9 on, and you heard it first right here. Harry Kane to Chelsea. Pochettino connections definitely going to right the ship. And if you're excited about Pochettino, go ahead and smash up the likes for a European season for Chelsea next season, perhaps.
Has to be.
Go ahead, subscribe to the channel, and get the notification bell on. We'll be back really, really soon. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.